Are you hosting a poker game or a game night soon and you need a new deck of cards? Well, I just went down to Walmart and I bought up all the cards they have available. I'm going to go through them with you. I'm going to put the cards through a simple series of tests, and I'm going to let you know what I think. At the end, I also have some good bonus information for you that I think you'll find helpful. Stick around. Let's get started. Gold Crown playing cards, standard quality. Let's find out what that means. Well, the box seems like you're not supposed to get into it. Ooh, destroyed. All right, so first impressions on these ones, kind of a waxy card, sort of just a feel. There's no air finish on these, and so they just feel kind of cheap. Definitely cut cheaply around the corners again. Graphics are okay. Cheap deck. We expect it to maybe not be the highest quality. Vegas brand. It says casino quality. Let's find out if that's true or not. These actually have a little bit of a finish on them. Not a great finish. Probably not the ones I'm going to recommend to you. Kind of some cheap, chintzy-looking graphics. They definitely would get the job done at a cheap price. We'll put these through a test here soon as well. Next up, we have just the standard bicycle deck. Company has been making cards for a long time, and this is nothing fancy. No fancy graphics, just a standard red deck of cards. Now, immediately, you can tell you're holding real cards. These actually have a nice air finish on them, so the cards move smoothly in your hand. Definitely much better. The graphics, again, these are the same graphics that are on the last card, but you can see that it's just a nicer look to them. They don't look cheap. They look like they actually have like a quality graphic on them. But yeah, they move nicely in the hand. They feel good. Next up is the Bicycle Prestige. I have no idea what these are all about. Never seen these before. Let's give them a try. Looks like a pretty standard deck, so I'm curious to see how these feel. Ooh. These are interesting. Now, they say plastic on the front, but they have a really nice feel to them. I'm kind of impressed. Graphics, again, standard bicycle cards. They're not doing anything fancy, but they feel really smooth. Excited to put these to the test and see how they actually operate, but they've got a nice feel to them. Nice finish. All right, next up on the list, we have a Bicycle Back to the Future deck. Kind of cool looking. Let's see what this one's like. I'm not really a Back to the Future fanboy, so I'm curious if any of you guys are, if that's like the movie that you get excited about, if this is one that you would buy just to have the collection. Ooh. A little bit of a vintage look there with the cassette. That's kind of cool. Graphics on the back, really nice. Really cool looking there. Ooh. Okay, really nice Ace of Spades here. DeLorean, the Back to the Future on it. Graphics are pretty cool. I've definitely done some of these novelty decks where it gets a little bit hard to read. These ones are not terrible. Definitely a little bit, like you kind of have to double take when you look at it. Not too much, but like the 3, my eye does a quick double take to make sure it's a 3. Same with the 8, just open with the arrow. Pretty sweet. I don't even remember the characters from this movie all that well, but really cool looking on the graphics. Ace of Diamonds says, "Welcome to Hill Valley. A nice place to live." Cool deck of cards. Definitely a neat one if you're, especially if you have a bunch of friends that are into this movie. All right, that brings us to the Theory 11 Batman series. I have a lot of Theory 11 cards. Never looked at these Batman ones before. Let's give it a look. Okay, the Joker, no surprise. It's on point. My son actually predicted this. He said, it'll be the Joker. Yes, and it looks really cool. Why so serious? So I'm not really a superhero guy, but if you were going to get into a superhero, it would probably be the one who's like doesn't have any supernatural toxic sludge superpowers. He's just a dude who's going to choose to fight crime, right? And so Batman's kind of cool. Anyway, these are phenomenal graphics. Really like them. The Ace of Spades looks pretty dope. Really cool with the Batman logo. And then just the cards are just really easy to read, which I really like. Again, sometimes these novelty decks get a little too complicated, and they're trying to be cool, but then they're hard to actually use. This one does not look that way at all. Oh, these are so cool. Some Harvey Dent in there. Two-Face, Bane. The King of Clubs. Wow, these are sweet. Let's go do some tests. All right, so now we're back to the cheap cards, and I'm going to use the Joker for this. But what we're going to do is a pinch test. So this card, we should be able to fold it in half and then put it back to its original shape, and it should retain it fairly well. So there's the pinch in half. And this one, maybe not bouncing back to its original form quite as easily. It's not holding its original shape extremely well. So that's our Gold Crown standard playing card. Now let's do our Vegas quality ones. These are just slightly up from that. Feels like a similar material, but just a little bit of a finish on it. So there's our bend. Again, after I smooth it out, it still wants to stay fairly bent. Hopefully you can see that. It should snap back, and these ones are not snapping back super well. Let's move on now to the standard bicycle deck. I'm going to use this extra card instead of a joker, but same idea. Okay, so we're going to bend it in half. Let it go. Got the bend in it. And it holds just a little bit of a shape there. Better than the other ones, but still shows just a slight bit of a bend in it. Okay. Prestige. Here's the art card from Prestige. Bend it in half. Okay, that one straightened out really easily. Let's do that again. I don't even have to straighten this one out. It just snaps right back. Alright, so that's the Prestige ones. Let's try the, I don't think this is going to be too different. Going to the bicycle graphics, I think it's going to be the same stock and everything, card-like quality, but let's go ahead and do that as well with the art card here. Bend it in half. Okay, it's got a good bend in it. Let's straighten it out. And it looks pretty good. So, not bad, pretty similar to the other one, maybe slightly better. It seems like this snapped back just a little bit better than the basic deck. And now the Batman card. We'll go with the Batman one here. Fold this in half. This is the Theory 11. Gets a nice bend in it. And this one actually holds the bend more than I thought it would. I thought it would snap back pretty good. All right, let's summarize this thing real quick. Here's two cheap decks. Don't buy those. They're garbage. You want a good deck for your money? This bicycle is probably the best bang for your buck. It's a cheap deck, but it's quality. You want to step the quality up? This might be the nicest deck. I was surprised. I didn't know about this at all. This one's sweet. I really like these cards. Finally, if you're into the graphics, the Batman deck is awesome. Back to the Future, if you like Back to the Future, awesome. If you don't, let that one go. Check out these Batman ones. They're sweet. I would definitely highly recommend them. These are my two picks. Super cool. Now, bonus information. If you like the bicycle brand and you want to check this out, this is the Nerds box. So Nerds is a game where you need 6 different colored decks. If you just want different colored decks but you like the bicycle brand, this is $25. You get 6 decks, and now you're set up for several decks at your poker game. If you haven't played Nerds, it's a fun family game. We play it all the time. I would recommend that. Now, additional recommendations. 2 other things I want to give you. First of all, if you want a free deck of cards, check out your local casino. Not every casino does this, but a lot of casinos give cards away for free. So you just go up and you'll ask, like, I don't know, customer service or whatever it is, hey, do you have any free decks of cards? A lot of times they do. So they'll give you a free deck of cards just for asking, and then you have a free deck. Now, the problem is, to make sure that they don't get mixed back into the casino cards, they put a punch into the cards. When they put that punch in, often the exit part of the punch is going to rip the back of the last couple of cards. So when you go to shuffle, often there's some catching and these cards don't perform quite right. That said, they're free. They look nice. They're normal quality, just like anything else. They're casino quality cards. You just might have some issues with them hanging up a little bit. They're not my favorite with the hole in them, but they're okay. Now, if you have some time to wait and you don't need the cards right away from Walmart, you can order the Copag Jumbo Index 4-color Legacy decks. You get 2 decks, it's $20, and these are my favorite cards to play with. They shuffle beautifully. They're just like this, but you get a 4-color, 1 color per suit. So you're going to get red, black, green, and blue. They look great. They perform great. They're my favorite deck of cards. Those are the ones that I like to break out for my home game. Hope you found this helpful. Thank you for being here. Sure appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, there's a way to show your appreciation. You know what to do. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you next time.